Hello, my absolutely beautiful Virgo friends, and welcome to your horoscope for August of 2022. Virgo, happy birthday! I know it's not until like mid-month, but happy birthday in advance, especially if you are a part of the August tribe rolling into September. This is your chance where you've got just a couple weeks before that sun is going to make that transition where you're still in a resting period, right? There are still things that have been baking and bunning behind the scenes, and you'll be launching them out more and more and more frequently as we move forward into 2022 and beyond. So enjoy the kind of last moments of rest and the things you've been working on behind the scenes, the training, the education, the spiritual preparation, the research. Enjoy that you've done good, delicious, beautiful work, and that is going to serve you and the world well as we move forward. Now, Virgo, this month, we've also got a couple things going on I want to make note of. First of all, we're going to see your ruling planet Mercury move into pre-retrograde shadow time, which means it's going to start to vibrate slower, bring our attention to lessons that we're going to be learning during this next Mercury retrograde, and it's going to slow down at 24 degrees of Virgo. So please make sure you grab your chart so you can see where 24 degrees of Virgo is at and start to capture the attention around the 20th of this month. Now, we are also going to have Uranus stepping into retrograde this month, and we just saw a really nice impactful destiny meetup with the North Node in July. So as Uranus takes this retrograde here, it is like vibrating it even more to say, are you free? Virgo, are you free here? Have you innovated here, right? So we'll talk all about the retrograde pattern as we get closer to the 24th, but I want you to know there are some signatures here that are very important. Now, before we really jump in, I also want to bring your attention to Mars this month. Mars is going to move into the energy of Gemini. Now, typically we see Mars in a sign for about 5-6 weeks, okay? And then we use that energy and it moves on. It's this nice burst of getting things done, but we're going to work with a full Mars cycle all the way into 2023. We've got it for about 7 months. So this is another area of your chart and of your life as we're talking about your career, who you are, who you're showing up in public as, the name you're carrying for yourself, where I would really love to see you pay attention, hone in here. Start your things, get your strategy going, light your desires on fire, but then also make space over this next 7 months to go back and analyze the efficiency of whatever gets started at this time, okay? All right, Virgo, let's jump in here, get into the month, and get you out enjoying your birthday. Right at the beginning of the month, we've got your ruling planet, Mercury, coming home into the energy of Virgo. So, of course, lighting up that beautiful mouth of yours, lighting up the first house, lighting up anything you want to communicate about. So whether it's you taking yourself out and communicating with the world, you being seen and heard a little bit more, is it a product that you're launching? Whatever you're doing in the first house, remember, this is now you with access to a conversation. But the other thing I think a lot about with Mercury coming back for its yearly trip here is that this is a great time for you to get organized. And one of the things I just keep seeing for you, Virgo, is like, get those business cards out. Right? Like whatever this is about, whether you do art, you do somatic body rolls, you do anything that you do, health, wellness, you just meet people at coffee shops and chat, whatever it is you do, it's like put your stamp out there, put your business card out there, make yourself known and get organized in that way. But also use the strength of Mercury here to discern what your priorities really are. Where do you need to be? Does everybody need your help? You know what I mean? Because they don't. Not everybody needs your help. Not everybody wants your help. So be mindful and be discerning and prioritizing with yourself as we see Mercury travel through this energy. And certainly, when we get to the 20th of the month and we get to that 24 degrees of Virgo, start to take note of the lessons that are there, because this is really going to grab your attention for review, okay? On the 11th, we see Venus enter into the energy of Leo. This is this 12th house space where we've got Venus and the Sun traveling together. Now, the 12th house is about rest, rejuvenation, transition, assimilation, spiritual health and well-being, things that are behind the scenes. So work, research, study, conversation, treating an illness, an addiction, taking care of babies, specialized populations, whatever it is, this is all the stuff that's behind the scenes. The sun is still shining here. So you're motivated in this area, whatever you're doing behind the scenes, right? Whatever's going on in the quiet. Now Venus is coming in, attracting a love, attracting a magnetic energy to it, attracting a warmth, attracting an ease, maybe even attracting your first payment for a service that you're starting to offer. Maybe it is attracting in a romance from the past, which isn't always the ex comes back and we've got to give it another role, but was there something creatively that you wanted to do it like years and years ago, and now it's come back to your table and you get to engage it again? Venus in Leo, that big cat energy. Is this also the time, Virgo, where you stop and you put your hand on your heart and you look at your life and you're like, I remember when I prayed for this. I remember when I prayed for what I have, right? I remember when I did that new moon ceremony for what I have. So it really brings in a nice appreciation. But also if you sell spiritual material, any of that kind of stuff, this can also bring a little bit of relationship and a little bit of finance. Now, also on this day, we're going to have a full moon at 19 degrees of Aquarius, okay? Now, this particular full moon, which is going to ask us to end something, acknowledge something, or make an adjustment. We've got all of this light, and we need to course correct, okay? So this particular moon is conjunct one of its rulers, square to the other. So conjunct Saturn, square to Uranus. So this is really a conversation happening here in your 6th house of daily routines, where one of the questions I'm going to ask you to think about is, in your daily routine, where do you need to innovate? Where do you really need to take on the intensity of saying, this is me and this is what I have to offer to groupings, right? Like groupings are still important. Aquarius, social spaces, technology, projects that you're working on, people that you're interacting with in a daily way, right? That's fine. Your health, your wellness, your mental health and wellness. But where are you taking moon conjunct Saturn a real serious hard look at the changes that you'd like to make to recognize your own individual contribution to the whole, right? Not that it's you just need to be there and do everything for the whole, but where are you claiming your own independence within the realm of the grouping? Now, the other thing I think is going to be to your benefit with this being at this 19 degrees is, first of all, in conjunction with Saturn, you're seriously thinking about groupings in your life. You're seriously thinking about projects and work and health and wellness, and this is fantastic. But square that Uranus energy where you have just at the end of July, something significant likely came to your table, a lesson, a person, an experience, a circumstance that showed you have to detach from your past self in order to move forward in a valuable way. And now here's this moon again saying, proclaim your independence, please. So let me know in the comment section, Virgo, what is it? What happened for you in July that is bringing fresh air to you or a different perspective of freedom as we're here in August? As we get to the 20th, two things. First, we're going to have that ruling planet, Mercury, hit 24 degrees of Virgo, pre-retrograde shadow time. So starting to slow down before Mercury's going to take that retrograde in Libra September 9th, but we'll back up into Virgo as well. Now, also, we see Mars moving into that energy of Gemini. So now we're lighting up the 10th house space, the career, the name. Mars in Gemini, you get to be social. You're networking, you're curious, you're shedding and spreading your name out there, you're determined, you're focused, you're learning, you're bringing in information and disseminating information, right? Gemini, being ruled by Mercury, is a messenger, okay? The messenger is just as comfortable in your sign, so you are literally available to be seen, to be heard, to publish that book, take on a new title. Were you the student and now you're the teacher? right? What has changed for you, Virgo, that is allowing you and helping you and supporting you cosmically to reach your next step of advancement and recognition? Now, keep in mind as well, though, when we get to September 3rd, we're going to see Mars hit its pre-retrograde shadow time and start to slow down and get ready for its retrograde in October. So take note of Mars in Gemini. We've got 7 months of working with this energy, okay? Now, on the 22nd, we see the sun move into Virgo. Happy birthday. Your annual year is on. What do you want for your next year? What are the exciting adventures you're willing to go on? Let me know, Virgo, what's on the table for you for this next year. But just know that the sun moving here brings light, heat, life, and motivation. Again, anything you need to get organized on, taking care of your health, taking care of your mental well-being, celebrating the things that you accomplished and survived throughout this last year, I think is a wonderful use of this energy. Now, on the 24th, Uranus is taking its retrograde at 18 degrees of Taurus. So please stay with me for a minute, Virgo. I got all the details for you, and I know you're into that. Now, we want to back up to May 7th of this year, 2022, to 14 degrees of Taurus. This is where Uranus slowed down to start its pre-retrograde shadow time, okay? So between 14 degrees of Taurus and 18 degrees of Taurus, you've got a very specific slice of pie to be looking at for the lessons you're being called to reevaluate about freedom, breaking out, your own individuality, not a rebellion. It can present itself as a rebellion if you're fighting change, but a revolution of who you are. These are the things we've been evaluating. So between May of 2022 and May 9th of 2023, where we see Uranus come out of the full cycle of its pre-retrograde to post-shadow retrograde, these are the degrees I want you to look at. And remember, you're going back in with Uranus retrograde with the question of, okay, where am I willing to innovate, be different, freedom? What produces my freedom? Okay? As we get to the 25th, we see Mercury now moving into this energy of Libra. So again, take some note as to what Mercury's doing here in Libra right before we're going to hit that retrograde time as we get to September 9th, okay? Mercury in Libra, though, lights up your second house space. So again, I think this is a fantastic time for advertising, promotion, money beginning to come into you. You're making contracts, signing deals. If you're looking to buy, sell, trade, any of those kinds of things. Libra is also very diplomatic. So if you're needing to negotiate, or you're needing to, maybe it's even you want to buy a flight, or it's that you are looking to rent someplace and you have to haggle and negotiate a little bit. Mercury in Libra is actually very good for partnership, and it's also very good for diplomacy, a friendliness, bringing the temperature down just a little bit on what's going on, okay? As we get to the 27th and close out our month, we've got a new moon happening in your sign. It's your monthly annual birthday gift because it's your birthday time. So we've got a new moon happening at 4 degrees of Virgo. So make sure you locate that on your chart. This is your opportunity to plant your seeds of intention, Virgo. In this next 365 days, what is the name you want to establish for yourself? What do you want to be known as? Who do you want to be known as? How would you like to put on the garb and the robes and the stature of the next version of Virgo that is absolutely available? So plant your seeds of intention for that at this particular moon. And also I offer to you this month to say, in addition to whatever your prayer, your ritual is, thank you, universe, for allowing me to be conscious that my pathway and solutions to my pathway have already been worked out, and I know it. Thank you. It's got the opportunity to be a really fantastic month. I hope it's good for you. I hope you enjoy your birthday and, of course, your whole birthday year. I look forward to walking through the rest of it with you as well. Enjoy August, my beautiful Virgo friends, and I'll see you next month. Bye.